Because everybody thinks I'm the world's toughest motherfucker that ever lived. And I might be somewhere about that now, but that's where I was. And I tell the story because if I just talk about, I broke the pull-up record, I did all these fucking races, I went through SEAL training, I was in 3 Hell Weeks, Ranger School. If I talk about all the badassery, like we like to do on social fucking media, and I don't tell you that I was a fucked up kid, and I was scared as shit, and I was depressed and insecure, and all this shit, what good am I for anybody? I'm a superhero, but I'm a liar. I'm that now, but I wasn't born that. I had to make myself into this shit. From the time from 1994 to 1999, or 1998, I go from 175 pounds to 297. Not much education. 4.5 years in the military, I started spraying for cockroaches. And making $1,000 a month. And I had an $810 apartment.
Whoa.
So I'm scrounging, dude.
Yeah.
And so my life is hard. And but fuck it, I'm spraying for cockroaches from 11 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, and that's my life. But once again, man, you can't lie to yourself. I can lie to you, and I can lie to everybody else, and I was great at it. But buddy, every fucking day, in that dirty mirror, that accountability mirror was no more. Fuck that accountability mirror, let's just fucking shave my head and go to work. But I saw my reflection every day. But I really didn't know how fat I was. I didn't even want to look at myself. But I was haunted. These demons were in my head every day, man, you ain't shit, man. This time, my routine was to come home, turn the TV on, listen to the TV, like blare it, because like literally, I had this big living room, and my shower was like back down the hallway. So I turned the TV on and like blare the TV and kind of like listen to it a little bit as I showered. I'm hearing Navy SEAL. Heard about them, knew about them, but now I want to come out and see what the fuck I'm talking about. I heard world's toughest. So I come out and watch this documentary. And I see nothing but this jackhammer. Guys, snot bubbles and just rolling around, sugar cookies, in and out of the surf. And carry these boats and logs. I'm like, fuck that shit looks evil. But guys, as they quit, I saw like their soul leaving their bodies almost on screen because this look came over them. And I imagine, I remember myself back in pararescue training, I bet that's how I fucking looked in front of that fucking Sergeant Lundberg. And I bet he could see in my eyes that I was basically quitting. He knew I was quitting. He just gave me a medical. That motherfucker knew it. As a man looking at another man, you know when the man's done. And I'm like, so wow. I thought about Sergeant, I said, that motherfucker knew I was quitting, dude. He just didn't, he saved me and didn't want to tell me I was quitting. He knew it. Because I can look at somebody now and say, okay, dude, you're good. But I know you're quitting. It ain't your fucking knee or your back or whatever, you're quitting. He saw that in me and I said, motherfucker, man. So now I'm watching these guys go through training and it goes down to 22 guys are left. And it was amazing how it ended. Because these words, I don't know them exactly, but it's in my book exactly. And this commanding officer's at graduation and these 22 guys graduate buds. And he's looking hard and this speech was amazing. He goes, we live in a society where mediocrity is often rewarded. And he looked down at the 22 men and he says something about basically you all detest mediocrity. And he goes on to talk about this mediocrity and shit. And I just sat back and I said, God, man, I just want to be like these motherfuckers. I want to feel, because now I was projecting myself in those chairs. I wanted, how do y'all feel like right now? And I go, I want to feel like you do. You 22 men, I want to feel like that, man. I said, I'm tired of feeling the way I feel every day. I'm tired of how I feel. I'm tired of lying to myself, lying to people, and just being some piece of shit. And I always knew in the back of my mind I could be something special, but I knew the work it was gonna take was gonna kill me. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of the brutality and the suffering I was gonna have to endure. But I knew I could do something. But I'm like, I ain't trying to do that kind of work, man. I'm just not trying to do that. So I chose the path of least resistance. So now my idea is, it became so haunting and daunting on me, myself, that I said, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
That's exactly what you should be doing, is trying to figure out who it is that you're trying to be.
right? And you aim at that. And then you use everything you learn as a means of building that person that you want to be. And I really mean want to be. I don't mean should be, even those things are going to overlap. And it's important to distinguish between those, because that's partly, and this is back down to the micro routine analysis. So if I was saying, well, you're going to try to make yourself more industrious. Okay, number one, specify your damn goals, because how are you going to hit something if you don't know what it is? That isn't going to happen. And often people won't specify their goals too, because they don't like to specify conditions for failure. So if you keep yourself all vague and foggy, which is real easy, because that's just a matter of not doing as well, then you don't know when you fail. And people might say, well, I really don't want to know when I fail because that's painful. So I'll keep myself blind about when I fail. That's fine, except you'll fail all the time then. You just won't know it until you've failed so badly that you're done. And that can easily happen by the time you're 40. So I would recommend that you don't let that happen. So that's willful blindness, right? You could have known, but you chose not to. Okay, so once you get your goal structure set up, you think, okay, if I could have this life, looks like that might be worth living, despite the fact that it's going to be, you know, anxiety provoking and threatening, and there's going to be some suffering and loss involved in all of that. Obviously, the goal is to have a vision for your life such that, all things considered, that justifies your effort. Okay, so then what do? Well, then you turn down to the micro routines. It's like, okay, well, this is what I'm aiming for. How does that instantiate itself day to day, week to week, month to month? And that's where something like a schedule can be unbelievably useful. Google Calendar. It's like, make a damn schedule and stick to it. Okay, so what's the rule with the schedule? It's not a bloody prison. That's the first thing that people do wrong. They say, well, I don't like to follow a schedule. Well, it's like, well, what kind of schedule are you setting up? Well, I have to do this, then I have to do this, then I have to do this. You know, and then I just go play video games, because who wants to do all these things that I have to do? It's like, wrong. Set the damn schedule up so that you have the day you want. That's the trick. It's like, okay, I've got tomorrow. If I was going to set it up so it was the best possible day I could have, practically speaking, what would it look like? Well, then you schedule that. And obviously there's a bit of responsibility that's going to go along with that, because if you have any sense, one of the things that you're going to insist upon is that at the end of the day, you're not in worse shape than you were than at the beginning of the day, right? Because that's a stupid day. If you have a bunch of those in a row, you just dig yourself a hole and then you bury yourself in it. It's like, sorry, that's just not a good strategy. It's a bad strategy. So maybe 20% of your day has to be responsibility and obligation, or maybe it's more than that, depending on how far behind you are. But even that, you can ask yourself, okay, well, I've got these responsibilities. I have to schedule the damn things in. What's the right ratio of responsibility to reward? And you can ask yourself that, just like you'd negotiate with someone who is working for you. It's like, okay, you got to work tomorrow. Okay, so I want you to work tomorrow. And you might say, okay, well, what are you going to do for me that makes it likely that I'll work for you? Well, you could ask yourself that, you know. So maybe you do an hour of responsibility and then you play a video game for 15 minutes. I don't know, whatever turns your crank, man. But, you know, you have to negotiate with yourself and not tyrannize yourself. Like you're negotiating with someone that you care for, that you would like to be productive and have a good life. And that's how you make the schedule. It's like, and then you look at the day and you think, well, if I had that day, that'd be good. Great. You know, and you're useless and horrible, so you'll probably only hit it with about 70% accuracy, but that beats the hell out of 0, right? And if you hit it even with 50% accuracy, another rule is, well, aim for 51% the next week, or 50.5% for God's sake, or because you're going to hit that position where things start to loop back positively and spiral you upward. And so that's one way that you can work on your conscientiousness, is plan a life you'd like to have. And you do that partly by referring to social norms. That's more or less rescuing your father from the belly of the whale. But the other way you do that is by having a little conversation with yourself about, as if you don't really know who you are, because you know what you're like. You won't do what you're told. You won't do what you tell yourself to do. You must have noticed that. It's like you're a bad employee and a worse boss, and both of those work, you know, for you. You don't know what you want to do, and then when you tell yourself what to do, you don't do it anyways. You should fire yourself and find someone else to be. But you know, my point is that you have to understand that you're not your own servant, so to speak. You're someone that you have to negotiate with, and you're someone that you want to present the opportunity of having a good life to.